Okay, so we have an urgent breaking news coming out when it comes to nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom. All right, very important people right now sounding the alarm. One guy is saying tomorrow missile and drones could be falling on London. Warns Ukrainian UN ambassador. All right, so very important people sounding the alarm. I just posted a video not too long ago about the Poland and Romania. I mean, there were drones, Russian drones heading towards their region. There were F-16s activated and shelter in place, and again at the same time you have the military exercise going on in Belarus, Zapad 2025. Also Europe, they doing their military exercises. All right, so and I just posted a video. US sent a big plane to eastern part of Poland. Inside the plane, well, there was some very powerful stuff in there. All right, so we're gonna get to all this news here, guys. Nation against nation is building up. Before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters, a prayer request, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. And for those of you that want to help and support the channel, we do have the Cash App link and the PayPal link in the comments box and also description box. Your support is what keeps us on air. Thank you so much for that, guys. I really appreciate it. All right, so another way to support the channel, the thumbs up. The more thumbs up, the better. YouTube only shares video that has a huge amount of likes. So if you can, hit that like button, guys. I really appreciate it. It says here in an emotive statement at the UN, Andrei accused Moscow of deliberately breaching NATO airspace when more than a dozen drones tore over Poland this week. Not only this week, but today too. Man, today too. I'm going to show this picture here really quick. Ooh. Okay, so you see this one here? That's the drone that was heading towards this region here. Boom, boom, boom. This is eastern part of Poland. Poland sent their aircraft to stop the drones. And, yeah, there's been a lot of drones. Poland territory and now Romania. Now, the U.S. commander said that this might be a mistake by Russia. They didn't mean to do it. It was just a mistake. But, yeah, they did it again. So, second time mistake. Polish and allied forces has taken down the drones as they crossed the border in what the country's Prime Minister Donald Tusk called the closest we have been to open conflict since WW2. Now, more NATO countries have since vowed to move more troops to the bloc's eastern front as tensions with the bear continue to reach boiling point. While Ukraine is not a member of the alliance, NATO countries, including Britain, have been vital supporters of Kiev since the full-scale invasion in 2022. But at a meeting of the UN Security Council, Malinsk pleaded the West to take the threat posed by Putin, Russia, more seriously. Excuse me. In a chilling warning, he said the world is staring into the abyss of WW3. Even Nicolas Maduro saying WW. Everybody's saying WW3 now, guys. The world burns while we tremble. Our thumbs waiting for Godot, who would never arrive, he added. Malink lamented the lack of progress towards peace, accusing the bear of deliberately firing deadly drones into Poland airspace. The bear dismissed the drone incursion as political clickbait. But what about the drones today in Romania? Was that also political clickbait? As a member state of NATO, Poland is protected by the Article 5 agreement, meaning an attack on one is deemed an attack on all. If a NATO member struck by the bear chose to invoke this clause, the whole of the alliance, which includes the US, the UK, France, and Germany, will be obliged to join in the fight. The US is going to be like, I'm going to be back here. We're going to go first, all right? You know, save the best for last. That's us. Give me a second here, guys. There was an advertisement that just popped up. Now it says here, after this week strike, Warsaw instead opted to trigger Article 4, which brings member states together to discuss an active warning without going to war. But Malink ominously warned that Vladimir would go far beyond Poland if this strike went unchallenged. If this escalation is left without a decisive reaction, the bear will not stop with Poland. Then that will be the day that WW3 will begin. And nobody wins. No one wins WW3. No one. Even the great Albert Einstein said World War IV will be fought with stick and stone. Basically, he's saying that WW3 will be nuclear. Nobody will win. Nobody wins. No one. But here's the thing, guys. There was very important information came out a few months ago. Someone spilled the beans. About $21 trillion was used to build underground cities. All right, 21 trillion with a T, not a B, not an M. It does make a lot of sense why we are in almost $40 trillion in debt. It seems like some very powerful city was being built. And they know that in order to defeat the bear, it must go nuclear. It must go nuke. So eventually one day, the entire region is going to be launching their stuff. And those powerful ones will be hidden in caves. It says here, if this escalation is left without a decisive reaction, the bear will not stop with Poland. Tomorrow, it could be drones or even missiles falling on Berlin, Paris, or even London. By sending drones to Ukraine and now to Poland, our neighbor, Russia, is not just mocking this council. But here's the thing. These drones is not equipped with devices. It just barely nothing. It is spitting in your face, and yet we politely pretend that it is only raining. It says here, what is Article 4? And that, that's what was invoked a few days ago. So Article 4 is a clause in NATO's founding treaty which states all allies must come together when the security or territory of one is threatened. Under this clause, members can bring any issues of concern to the table to be discussed. Since the alliance's creation in 1949, Article 4 has been invoked 8 times. Now, following Russia's drone incursion into Poland airspace, Prime Minister Tusk made a request for Article 4 and said allies are resolved to defend every inch of allied territory. NATO Chief Mark said the Security Council met yesterday morning to discuss Poland's request. Here's a picture of the drone. It's crazy. This thing has duct tape. Oh, man, it does. You see that? That's duct tape, duct tape, duct tape. All these duct tape. That's crazy. So it says here, hopes for a cease plan. Hopes for a cease plan or full peace deal between the bear and Ukraine appear distant. A Kremlin spokesperson, Dmitry, has suggested that the negotiations are on pause. The U.S. commander famously vowed to bring the war to a close within 24 hours of assuming office in January. Now, pressure is mounting on Washington and its NATO allies to double down on sanctions against Russia to wear down Moscow war machine and force Putin into serious talks. Once again, the U.S. commander has said in his U.S. commander has said his patience with the bear despot is running out fast following this week's drone strike. So Donald said he's running out of patience. He just had it up to here, but again, he's been saying that for many, many months. Meanwhile, the bear forces continue to routinely carry out bombarding airstrike against Ukrainian cities. Ukrainian leader Zelensky has urged the West to adopt a tougher line against Putin. Only united European forces can give real protection, he said. Unfortunately, so far, the bear has not yet faced a tough reaction from global leaders. So once again, the title, the world is staring into abyss of WW3. Tomorrow missiles and drones could be falling on London, warns Ukraine UN ambassador. The Ukrainian diplomat has pleaded with the West to take the threat of Russia more seriously. Give me a second here, guys. I'm looking for more information here. And if you can, please hit that like button. Thank you. I really appreciate it, guys. Yeah, it seems like, so far, it seems like this might be all of it. I mean, this is what happened today. And I did post a video. If you guys want to check it out, the link will be in the description box. This is coming out, the comments box. This is coming out from the Kiev Independent. Romania scrambles jets. Poland closes airport over Russian drone alert. Once again, the bear military personnel know exactly where their drones are headed. Zelensky said, commenting on the strike, "This cannot be an accident or mistake." See that part right there? You see that part? That's basically Zelensky left that very important part at the very end of his statement. This cannot be an accident or a mistake. He's basically letting the U.S. commander know, hey, Donald, this is no mistake. You said it a couple of days ago that this might have been a mistake. This is no mistake. This cannot be a mistake or a accident. So Zelensky is reminding Donald, this is the real deal. They're not playing around. This is not an accident. Alright, so again, this is where we at right now, guys. But like I said, things are going really nation against nation is building up, and things are really tough nowadays. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to see if there's any more info here. Alright, so yeah, this is all of it. And make sure you check out the videos I posted today. Alright, this one right here, warplanes launched, shelter in place. Alright, so this was posted today. The link will be in the description box. Also, make sure you check out this one here too. The Bear parks a nuclear-capable missile on a highway near Poland. Alright, so all these information will be in the description box. Thank you so much for watching, guys. For those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. Once again, guys, $5 a month Patreon. We get you access to our live stream once a week. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on the platform. Also, I posted videos today. Those links will be in the comments box. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Faith and trust in Jesus Christ. For He's the only way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father except through Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.